Family by Tetsuya Endo is a manga starring the Forgers, a married couple who keeps their action hero alter egos a secret from each other, and their adopted daughter Anya, who always knows what's going on thanks to her mind-reading powers. Lloyd Forger is a spy from a neighboring country who makes his living learning people's best-kept secrets. His wife, Yor Forger, finds her job as an assassin fairly easy to keep under wraps. In her eyes, the more incriminating secret is that she can't cook. More on that later. Psst, Yor is my favorite character. As for Anya, well, other than being an undisputed icon, she has her hands full pretending that the grown-ups in her life are actually successful in keeping these secrets from her. Because if Anya reveals her telekinesis, she will be tossed out onto the street and forced to fend for herself, and the dad's mission will be ruined, and the world will run out of peanuts. Or at least, that's what she believes. Why all the secrets? Well, before we dive into the plot a little more, it's important to know two things about the Forgers. One, everything they do is because of the cards that they were dealt before the story began. And two, they do everything. What genre is Spy Family? Well, that's classified. The plot. There is an overarching goal in Spy Family known only to Lloyd, his associates, and us. That goal is called Operation Strix, and it is to learn the intentions of government official Donovan Desmond to avoid another war between East and West. Lloyd's mission is simple, as well as incredibly hard. Have his daughter pass the entrance exam and enter the prestigious Eden Academy. Then have her rise through the ranks and become an elite student so that she is invited to an event reserved for the best scholars. Parents are allowed, and this is the only place that Donovan Desmond shows his face publicly. This is the only chance Lloyd or anyone may have of preventing a devastating war, and it all hinges on Anya's test scores and her ability to befriend Donovan's estranged son, Damien Desmond. However, that's just the scaffolding that this story exists inside of. What happens in Spy Family? Each chapter can be enjoyed on its own, and oftentimes switches genres from one to the next. Let's start with Volume 1. We'll go into the art style in a second, but wow, can we just appreciate these covers for a second? So stylish! And that classic Spy Family blue-gray, come on! Alright, Volume 1. Spy Family actually has one of my favorite first volumes of any series. Chapter 1 is a 70-plus page magnum opus that perfectly captures who Lloyd is, who Anya is, and how they become a family. It's cinematic. Each part of Chapter 1 builds with punctuated moments of character building, stylized action, and dry humor. Understanding Agent Twilight before he becomes Lloyd Forger is a particular highlight. I wouldn't blame you if you thought that this was the introduction to an extremely action-packed manga. However, if you're focusing too much on Lloyd, then you'll miss out on this chapter's most valuable player. Anya is playing the long game, and not only is she establishing the characteristics that she will carry throughout the entire series, she's also shaping the emotional core of the story. That core is a tender acceptance of your family, secrets and all. Anya doesn't have a million questions for her new parents. Anything she can ask would result in a happy lie and a panicked thought, neither which appeal all that much to the fairly easygoing Anya. Anya is not the perfect daughter and model student that Operation Strix requires, and we're all better for it. Yes, you too, Twilight. There's more to Spy Family's staying power than the fact that everything with Anya's face on it inexplicably ends up in my shopping cart. But, you know, there's other stuff too. Like the story. What were we talking about? Hang on. Gotta get that. Chapter 2 is just as good. We meet Yor, and Yor meets the Forgers. She needs a convincing fake family to avoid the suspicions of the State Security Service. And the Eden Academy entrance interview requires two put-together parents. It's a win-win for everyone, except those of us wondering what role Yor will have once the interview is over. Yor is basically just a shield for suspicion of how fake all of this is, and funnily enough, she has the strongest emotional connection to the fake family. Lloyd keeps any emotion so tightly guarded that even we as the reader can only infer what he's feeling from context and backstory. With him providing the context, I can't help but feel conned as well to an extent. And weirdly, that's just how I would have it. You can count on Twilight not to break the story immersion. Anya is glibly invested, with the confidence to back up her gung-ho approach to the mission, aka being a family, but for Yor, it's personal. When Anya is threatened, Yor goes full Batman and strikes fear into the hearts of any evildoer. She teaches Anya fighting techniques before she goes to school. Yor gets jealous of others' advances towards Lloyd, even though their marriage is fake. And she puts herself through the ringer to improve her cooking skills. Yor is the only one who openly calls the arrangement false, remarking that she keeps forgetting they're married, but she is also the one who invests the most genuine emotion. Is this because she's starting to fall for Lloyd for real? I don't think so. There's not much evidence of that yet, so why? I think that what we're seeing is Yor discovering what she truly wants out of life. Rather than protection, what she's really getting out of this arrangement is someone to protect. It's really interesting. And that whole journey really starts in this excellent chapter 2. We wrap up Volume 1 with the Eden Academy interview itself, which culminates in a rare show of uncalculated emotion from Twilight. He actually ends up punching one of the teachers, jeopardizing the mission because of the man's condescending belittling of Anya's feelings. This, in fact, works in their favor when one of the other teachers takes the Forager's side, and thus, Step 1 of Operation Strix is complete. Whew, what a knockout volume! The chapters don't follow this cinematic plot-driven vibe after Volume 1. Instead, I like to think of the rest of the chapters as a really fun random drawing of Spy Family-themed chapters. You might draw an A prize and receive quite a lot of plot, and an especially meaty chapter that progresses the story. Or you might draw a B prize, where you get some important character information, even if it doesn't further the plot. Sometimes those are even better than the A prize. Or you might have a chapter where there are delightful slice-of-life moments. Awesome, cool. Put the family back in Spy Family, right? Or maybe Lloyd is on a mission, and we don't see Anya and Yor at all. Hey, I'm a big fan of chapter 31 through 33's underground tennis arc. If you know, you know. Or hey, maybe Anya's at school, and there are cute moments with her and Damien, or her friend Becky. Or maybe it's as simple as Lloyd's gadget guy Frankie wants to impress women. All power to him. Or maybe one of the Eden Academy students thinks his dad is getting fired. Okay. All of these chapters are enjoyable, but since we're in the plot section, well, your mileage will vary greatly. It all depends on the luck of the draw. Speaking of drawing, the art style. Spy Family's art style can be summed up by its arguable protagonist, Agent Twilight. The style is smart, slick, and purposeful without a wasted stroke. It's saving its strength for key moments of action, and in those panels, watch out. Whether it's for comedic effect, heart-stopping action, or devastating emotion, those chinks in the stylish facade cut me to the quick every time. This is one of those mangas where the draftsmanship draws me in until I'm just putty in its hands. Whatever emotion the story is asking me to feel, I'm there. I'm thrust into the shoes of whatever character this chapter is following, and I'm not in charge anymore. It's like a mad dash to the finish line for each chapter. There are certainly chapters that stick with me a lot more, and some that I don't remember well at all. But in the thick of it, they're all dazzling. The art style makes sure of that. Let's talk character designs. I really like how Endo-sensei draws these characters' eyes. I feel the emotion sitting on the surface of Yor's eyes, shining almost like an old-fashioned movie star. And Lloyd is the exact opposite. His resting expression feels so calculating and cold that it makes me visibly smile when he does. Even though it's almost always a forced smile and you know that as the reader, you like to think that deep down, there's some truth to it. However, Anya is once again the MVP of this section. Her design is so appealing and recognizable that she'll go down in pop culture iconography as an all-time character in my opinion. Her eyes speak the loudest of all, and she has more than a few expressions that stand out as iconic. I mean, no wonder I own all these stationery items, despite going digital quite a while ago. Yeah, I love Anya. Even the supporting cast has inspired 60s reminiscent looks with the little details that sell them, like Sylvia's awesome hat, or Henderson's elegantly pressed suit. Speaking of the full cast, man, I'm getting good at these transitions. The characters. For my last rapid-fire thoughts on the colorful cast of Spy Family, let's go in order of who's been on the covers of each volume in North America at time of recording. Lloyd. Lloyd drives everything that happens. Most of the time, he's a straight man to whatever amusing individual he's paired up with. His inner dialogue is so informative that it's almost like having a character encyclopedia always open next to you while you're reading, and a lot of charming world building is accomplished this way. It's really fun to see those thoughts, and then have Anya see those thoughts, and then have your own thoughts on the matter. And then I have these thoughts that you're listening to. If you have thoughts, please feel free to leave them below. I mean, I think we should keep this chain going as long as we can, in all honesty. Anya. Anya kind of rules the school, while also being one of its worst students, and you've got to respect that. She really likes peanuts and penguins, and might be as young as 4 or 5 years old. Despite this, Anya has some of the best problem-solving skills in the series. She likes manga, is bad at mini-golf, can snorkel, and her hobbies include watching restaurants and eating the opera. What more can you ask for? Yor. Yor became an assassin to support her younger brother when they were orphaned at a young age, and for cover, she works at City Hall. Yor knows bovine pressure points, is immune to poison, and doesn't let the small detail of getting shot spoil her evening. Can also snorkel. Bond. Bond is the best boy. He can see the future and has found a safe home for the first time with the Forgers. To be fair, we don't know that other pets can't read the future. The problem is, we just can't read their minds, like Anya can. When Bond is wet, he looks like this, and I think that's really nice. Yuri. Yuri is Yor's younger brother, and has kept it a secret from her that he's an officer for the State Security Service. His bones seem to heal faster than most, although he still has a broken rib from when Yor hugged him too tightly as a child. He likes Yor's terrible cooking. Fiona. Fiona Frost, also known as Agent Nightfall, is a junior agent to Twilight. Her skills include tennis, wearing wigs, holding a clipboard, having romantic fantasies about Twilight, and training under waterfalls. I think she's fun. Damien. Damien is Donovan's somewhat neglected second son. He puts on airs because of this. He's also the only one in the series to successfully keep a secret from Anya, and that is that he has a big crush on her. Cute. Frankie. Frankie makes gadgets for Lloyd, and is one of his oldest friends. He defected from the East during the war and has been a spy for the West ever since. Frankie's skills include putting on elaborate scenarios from Anya's favorite cartoon in rented castles, casual stuff like that, as well as babysitting, insisting he's not a babysitter, and then babysitting some more. That scene with him at the bar sticks out to me as one of my favorite genuine moments of honesty from Twilight. Becky. Becky Blackbell is Anya's friend at school. She enjoys TV dramas and likes to think of school moments in those terms. She also has a really cute pet dog, loves to go shopping, and values her friendship with Anya, as seen by their matching keychains. Baby Lloyd. Finally, Baby Lloyd. Of course, we don't know much about his childhood, other than the effects war had on him. We don't even know his real name. But does this picture of Baby Yor offering to play badminton with Baby Lloyd and Anya offering him a peanut pull on your heartstrings, or what? Oh, look at his eyes, they're wide open. See, it's all in the eyes with this manga. Hey, badminton. Should I talk about Blue Box next? Comment down below. Closing thoughts. Spy Family is amazing. Not every chapter packs the same punch, but they're all Spy Family, and they all contribute to an incredibly lived-in, colorful, and fascinating world. I'll read Spy Family for as long as Endo-sensei keeps making it, and I enjoy seeing the impact that its unique and chic sensibility has on the zeitgeist. What are your thoughts on Spy Family? Do you prefer the manga or the stellar anime adaptation? Are you excited for the movie? Do you want to see my collection of Spy Family clear files? I love clear files. Either way, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe if you would like to see more manga chats in the future. And if you would like to support the channel, the best way to do that would be to check out my graphic novels. I have 3 so far. There's Ashikeda Investigator, a detective buddy comedy starring a government agent and a retired basketball player solving small-town mysteries. Then there's Swan Crystal and the Console Wars, a digital fairy tale about a princess and a knight who compete in a fabled tournament. Then there's Ashikeda Book 2, which just came out. I poured my heart and soul into this art form that I love so much, and it would seriously mean the world if you would give them a try and let me know what you think. Thank you so much again, and I hope you have an amazing day, full of fun, mysteries, and lots of great manga. Bye!